Hi there everyone, welcome into Flower Camp Day 6. I'm going to ink while we get some people to join. Welcome in, fabulous friends. Hi there everyone. So I'm just going to ink since it is lunchtime, or maybe it's good morning or dinner when you're watching live or in replay. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry for the delay. I did work till noontime today. Hi there, welcome in. We will get started shortly. Hi Vanessa. What a busy morning at camp. Welcome in, campers. It's day 6. Oh my gosh. Crazy, isn't it? We will get started shortly. I'm just going to keep inking too, so you don't have to watch me do it all. Hi, Christy. Yay, campers. Happy Friday. Hi, Jeanette. We have Christy and Christy. So I'm just gonna keep inking while we have a few people joining. If you didn't see, Bigfoot has made an appearance around camp. I've been combing the security cameras. So be sure to take a look at that post. That is hysterical. He is everywhere. Welcome in, happy Friday. How are you? We are going to get started shortly. Again, I'm just inking how we're going to ink. So you're just going to ink from the top of the petal towards the center. So we will get started shortly. This is going to be a mashup, meaning I'm using templates from Flower Camp Mini Flower Bundles 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. Because sometimes I like a challenge. Your camp counselor Julie here. So we'll just give it another moment and we will go ahead and review our sizes. Hi, Bally. Yellow, I know. I didn't like my sample in the color I did, so I'm hoping I like this one better. Welcome in, friends and campers, Veeples and J Crew. I am Camp Counselor Julie, leading Day 6 craft activity here in the Craft Hall, aka Facebook. And we will get started in just a moment. Get the campers to get here. It is a scorcher outside here, as they say in New England. Very, very warm. I can feel my skin burning, like walking to the craft hall from my cabin. Heat index of 103, I think, to 105. That's pretty intense. So Bally says she loves my Facebook photos today. Yeah, with Bigfoot's been seen all around the cameras. I'll show you my sample after we're done. Hi, Esther. Welcome in. We are going to get started. I'm just inking a little bit just so we can take some time. So I'm using the same colors as we've been using on the mini flower. I did switch it up a little bit. So I blended from the top towards the center, and you'll see me do that for the rest of them. And then I'm just adding a little bit of the Villainous Potion on the tips to highlight all the different Flower Camp templates we're using today. We are being super crazy and creative. So thank you for joining. It is a busy afternoon yet and morning. So like I mentioned, I did work till noontime today. I was off campus. what were you up to this morning? And then we will go through our templates and finish our inking. Esther, I know, right? She says she's been reading all of my clever camp information. So funny. Thank you. All right, so today we're doing a flower camp mashup, meaning we're going to use templates from 2022, 3, 4, and 5, a little bit of each. So I have my visual aid for myself. I do have them in order. But we are going to start with Flower Camp 2024, Template 7, Petal 2. Okay? For this one, you're going to cut 2 at 3.5 inches wide. The next one is Flower Camp 2023, Template 5, Petal 3. You're going to cut 1 at 3.75 inches wide. So when you type in the width, your height automatically adjusts. I started a brand new project in my machine's design space and brought in the templates that I use. I still created a master file at the top of my project, labeled everything, and then duplicated to create my actual flower. That way I didn't get mixed up. Flower Camp 2022, Template 1, only had 1 petal design. You need 1 at 4 inches wide. Flower Camp 2025, there's 1 template. It's Template 10. We're using petal number 1. You need to cut 1 at 4.25 inches. Flower Camp 2025, Template 10. We're going to use petal 3. You're going to cut 2 at 4.5 inches. Then we're going to use Flower Camp 2025, Template 10, Center 2. You're going to cut 1 at 4.5. And then we're going to switch. Oops, this is wrong. Oh my gosh, that's what I get for rushing. This is Flower Camp. Oh my gosh. Flower Camp 24, Template 7. I hope I didn't mess it up. Center 3. Sorry about that. You need 2 of these at 4.5 inches. Flower Camp. Did I really mess this up? Oh my gosh. I'll double check everything. Flower Camp 2022, Template 3. This is their sepal. We're going to cut 1 at 3.25, 1 at 3 inches. Okay. And then our center is Flower Camp 24, Template 7, Center 2. You're going to cut 1 at 2 inches high, so it is vertical. And all of them, the height are, I'm sorry, it's vertical on your machine's design space. The heights are all 10.25. So you're going to cut 1 at 2 inches, 1 at 1.75, 1 at 1.5, 1 at 1.25, and 1 at 1 inch. Oh, Martha's at the tire store, $560 for 1 truck tire. Ouch. Do you do a cut sample for yourself out of all your flowers? I always make a sample flower before I do a tutorial. I can't just do it on the fly. Is that what you mean, Christy? Now these I did just because I use so many different templates. I needed to put these on a sheet so I wouldn't forget. Otherwise, I don't have a printer, so I just print out what I would be using and I would label it. But I don't print out anything, and normally I wouldn't even do this. But because it's all the different templates, I didn't want to get confused. I will double check the years and the template used. I will post the sizes like I have been. I think, Vanessa, you brought up I didn't post Sundays, which I don't think I did. So our tools for today are our SureBonder mini glue gun with our 8-inch Gorilla Glue sticks. We need some needle nose pliers, wire cutters if you want to shorten your wire, our slotted quilling tool, our color-coded dowel rods, and a piece of 18-gauge floral stem wire to roll your petals, and then also to stem your flower. Our metal ball stylus, our flower shaping mats, which is off here on the side, piercing scoring tool, I don't know if I mentioned it, the slotted quilling tool, the bone folder, our needle nose pliers. We also have our floral tape and our Distress Oxide. So I'm going to be using Villainous Potion, Fossilized Amber. I'm going to add a little bit of black soot. For our sepal, we're going to use the Forest Moss, Ground Espresso, and a little bit of seedless preserves. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Teresa. This is going to be wild. I agree. You know, we're walking on the wild side this year. We have sightings of Bigfoot all over camp. So if you missed that post, he even came and did a swim with me and a selfie. He's been making flowers. He's been eating around camp. So be sure to check that out. And be sure to read all my descriptions because they are super duper fun for this year's camp. For my inking of all my petals, I do have them lined up. We're using, and 65-pound cardstock, so I'm using by Printworks. This is the cream. And for our center, I am using purple from the floral cardstock. And then for the sepal, our green from the floral cardstock. The green is also available in their earth tone pack, and so is the cream. So this is by Printworks. For our inking, I am using just a piece of copy paper. To choose for this mashup, you can see the shape of the petals. I did try and keep them all with 5 petals mostly, except for our layer 1, which I know you can't see probably on camera. I kind of kept the shape of them similar, but a little bit different. Okay, so now this is our, oh gosh, this is hard. Template 10, center 2. And for all of them, you can see I did my inking from the edge, the top of the petal towards the center. Okay, so I go pretty heavy and then I just brush it. Okay, so again, heavy and then blend it down towards the center. So instead of going heavy in the center and blending out, we're starting at the tips. And then I'm going to add a little bit of purple on the tips. Now, I did the opposite on my sample flower. I did purple, and it ended up being way too much purple because of the choice of my color of my center. Okay, so do your tips heavy and then just blend towards the center a little bit. You still want to see the cream. You'll have that hint of that. I think the yellow is going to be super pretty. This was my first inkling and then I changed my mind. Always go with your first thought, I'm thinking. So blend from the top down towards the base. Hi Pat, welcome in. So we are doing a mashup flower from all the flower camps using a multitude of templates through the years to create a new flower. So you can see again, we did heavier blending or ink at the top and then just blended towards the center. We're going to flip it over and do exactly the same thing. You're doing that to all the petals and centers. Okay. So thanks for joining, campers. It is Scorcher, so please be safe. We're doing an early tutorial. That way you can head to the pool or go sit in the AC. Welcome in. I hope you're having a fabulous day. It is Friday. I am excited. And if you order paper flower tools, after we're done here, I'm going to eat lunch and then pack the rest of them up. So some may ship today and the rest should ship tomorrow. We have 2 tutorials tomorrow. We have our Camp Counselor V back from Forever Petals by V for tomorrow. And then a quick end of camp social to thank all of you fabulous campers for a fabulous week of laughs and creativity and just being fabulous and happy campers. That's what we like. Okay, so once you do your heavy blending from the tip towards the center, then we can add a little bit of Villainous Potion to highlight our beautiful shape of all of our different petals. You can just brush it on the tip just to highlight it. You don't need to go all the way around and outline them, just highlight that tip. So we're back to a mini flower, but we're using all the camp bundles. We're being crazy today. It's Friday, why not? And it's Flashback Friday, so we're flashing back to Flower Camp 2022, 2023, 2024. Whew, it's a mouthful. And using our new template, template 10 from Flower Camp 2025. Tomorrow V will be using the large template 10, and I'll be making a mini flower with template 10 mini flower. Okay, so you can see it's just going to add a little bit of color at the tips. And then Flower Camp 2024, template 7, center 3. I need to put the purple away because I accidentally added purple to the tips. We're going to again use our fossilized amber. Just be careful, these are super skinny. Start at the tips and then brush down. To create my sample, it took me about an hour, but you know, that's me figuring it all out and inking. So if you don't want to ink, you certainly do not have to. You can use different colored paint or just colored paper. But I do highly suggest experimenting around, playing with some inks. It's super duper fun, and the color combinations are endless. So brush it on the tip. And the landscaping crew delivered a big box. I have no idea what it is. Okay, flip it over and do exactly the same thing. Oh my gosh, some of our swag came in. What? Oh my God, I'm so excited. That was quick. Now I have a new idea for swag too. Thank you so much, Esther. I'm an amazing camp counselor. Oh, it makes my heart happy. Thank you. I try my hardest. I try to please everybody in life. Blend starting at the top. You're doing a heavier hand and then blend down. Even though I brush up. Ooh, I can't wait to open my box then. Okay. That's so exciting. I think I know which one it is too. It's the limited edition, I believe. It was nice of the landscaping crew to deliver the mail as well to the craft hall. Apparently they know where it goes. Oh, you're very welcome, Jennifer. Oh, thank you, friends. All right, starting at your tip, blend towards the base. Blend, blend, blend. Play around with colors. Who likes to use Distress Oxide? I know some of you do. And have you heard anything around camp today of what's happening besides what I posted? Jennifer, did you see what Bigfoot has been up to? He has been super duper busy. If you have a sighting of him, be sure to share your photos in the comments of that post from earlier today. Allie likes to use it. Pat likes to use Distress Oxide. I love it. What's your favorite colors? We know what I lean towards. So I'm not sure if I'm a big influencer on you of what colors you use. You saw him by the flowers. Yeah, he was probably trying to eat them. Starting at the tip, blend towards the base. I think it's all because he knows I like Chewbacca, and he's like, hey, I'm welcome at this place. Starting at your tip, blend towards the center. I just hope he turned the glue gun off after he was done in the craft room. I didn't see that it was on, but maybe he was in a different location. Maybe he was at the San Antonio camp location. I'm not sure. So we have a lot more doing ink. Thank you. I love it. So now, after we do a little bit of the yellow, another color you can use besides the fossilized amber is Wild Honey. It's a great color as well. It's a little bit more yellow or golden. So now we're going to bring in our Villainous Potion again and on the tips. Just brush it on. Martha, I think you were going to watch Grease too. Did you get to watch it last night? I did not go to bed till after midnight last night. Boy, Camp Counselor Julie is going to sleep well Saturday night. So much camp happenings. Okay, and you're going to do that to both of these. Again, just get some on the tip. So for some color variation, highlight the shape of our beautiful petals through the years. Then I'll start singing that song. So please be safe today in this heat, wherever you're located. We thank you for stopping by Flower Camp. I know it may be your work day, or maybe you're lucky and you're retired. We so appreciate it. My fellow camp counselor, Forever Petals by V, myself, Julie, PhotoFabPaperFlowers. We truly do appreciate all your love and support. Now for our centers, I did leave 3 of them on my mat, so I don't want to mess up my order. So I'm using a purple. So you don't have a favorite color, Bally says, but I learned better about the difference between oxide and ink. So when I talked to the scrapbooking store where I buy my ink, she said for paper flowers, the oxide is better. I'm not sure, do you have any wisdom to share with us, Bally? Hi, Bobby Joe. So for our centers, again, I'm using purple. I'm going to add some Villainous Potion. And I'm just going to play around. I'm not sure. I can't remember what I did the first time. We're only going to ink one side. So I did leave these 3 on the mat. For the largest one, coming in at 2 inches in width, all the heights are the same at 10.25. I'm going to brush it on from the tips. And you can go pretty heavy-handed. You're only going to see the top portion of the petal, or of the center. Okay, for our next one, I'm still going to add some purple. I'm trying not to go as heavy-handed. This is the 1.75. Again, you can play around. If you want to do a lighter color, you can. Completely up to you. For our third one, which is the 1.5, I'm going to add a little bit of fossilized amber. We're being crazy. It's Flower Camp. Well, I've been inking a lot today. I can feel it in my arms. Please stretch before you ink and craft, friends. All right. Now we're going to remove these from our mat. It's a lot easier. Do you do this technique with your inking of your rolled centers? Now we still have 2 more. I did have to pull them off the mat. Where's my... Like, where is it? Now we're going to add a little bit of color to this one yet. We're going to put our mat away. So Bally says, no worries, enjoy your coffee. This is what made it make sense to me. Ink sets into the paper like a sponge, and water changing the color of the paper. Oxide sits on top of the paper. Thank you, that's great. I think that's why she said to use the oxide for my purposes. We don't want to change the color. But if you are using white, maybe you do want to. All right, so starting with the largest again, I'm going to add a little bit of black. So that's where I said the black soot comes in. We added Villainous Potion. And I'm just going to brush it across the top here. Again, we're only doing one side for our centers because you really won't see it. The other side. Okay, that's our largest. Our second to largest. I'm just going over my purple a little. It just makes it a little bit deeper. That's all right. And then we're going to add a little bit of black again. You can just brush it down just to highlight the tips. And we're going to add some as we go, depending if we need any additional coloring. So play around. I'm being crazy. Purple center. Have you ever seen me use a purple center? Not too much. I'm trying to step outside of my comfort zone so you can see my process. Hi, Tina. Welcome in. I like using light blue with white paper to accent the edging, like, yes, a snowflake. Yes, that would be pretty. So we added some fossilized amber about halfway down. So we're just going to brush some purple on to highlight the shape or the tips of our center. Hope you're doing well, Tina. We're glad you could join us live. Thanks so much, campers. I'm going to brush a little bit more purple on the tips. So again, play around even with the darker colors. You can still add ink. You can see how the yellow and the purple blend together. Now we have two of them left, one at 1.25 inches wide, and again, the height is all the same. We're going to add some purple. From the bottom up. Again, play around. I'm just giving you suggestions. And then this one, we're going to add a little bit of yellow at the top. So we're playing around with the same colors. We just switched up our center and our inking for the petals. We're being crazy. And now I'm going to brush on a little bit of purple at the tip. Oh, I shouldn't see this one too much. I'm going to do mostly yellow. What's the mess hall serving for lunch, friends? I am ready to eat. Oh, for just Distress Oxide. So Jennifer asked, what if I could recommend a beginner color to start with, what would it be? There probably would be two that I use, especially for lighter colors. Vintage Photo, Ground Espresso, and Seedless Preserves. The Vintage Photo is a nice light beige. I don't know, I can't reach it right now. And then our Ground Espresso for a darker brown. And seedless preserves. Those I use a lot with white flowers, especially for the wedding. And then black is good for like Halloween time. And then we're going to just brush on some purple. I use black actually on my centers, as you saw, a lot. So you can get them on sale. Or if you have local scrapbooking stores, like I have a lot of craft stores near us because of the Amish and Mennonite in our surrounding counties here in PA. So we have quite a few. Otherwise, I do get them on Amazon. So again, play around. Super duper fun. So we're going to start with our 5 centers. You're very welcome. And we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to pull. So you can see I didn't ink the other side. So you're going to curl. Doesn't have to be curled a lot. Just pull it like you're curling ribbon or lashes. We don't pull that hard on our eyelashes though, friends. Ooh, pizza night at Bally's. We'll see you there. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tina. So she says we found out her son's cat has cancer. The cat is 15 years old. So, oh my gosh. I know how much they mean to you and your family. And I know I'm a cat lover as well. So, any furry friend. It's heartbreaking. You're such a sweet mom to make some homemade kitty food. Sending hugs, my friend. So we're just curling all the centers with our bone folder. I'm ready for pizza. I'm not sure what I'm having. I'm meeting a friend for lunch, so. Here in the East Coast, I do eat a later lunch, so. So thanks for joining during your time. If you're at work, at home, by the pool, listening, maybe you're at the tire store like Martha. And we're just curling all of our centers with our bone folder. Now you can clean this with Dawn dish detergent. Sometimes I just have Windex up here. I usually just clean it off in the craft haul. We go with what supplies we have. We are going to take our slotted quilling tool, starting with the largest and with the non-ink side facing you, thread it into the end of the slotted quilling tool. Okay, gonna roll it towards you. I flatten it out a little. Roll it a few times. Add some ink and keep rolling towards you. And periodically you can add some ink. Okay, so you can see the black on the tips there. Perfect. We're going to take our second one. We're going to add enough glue along the bottom edge to make one rotation around. Of course, I did a lot. It's not that wide. We're going to go to where the last one ended and we're going to overlap slightly. We're going to try and keep that bottom edge aligned. Roll it towards you. Roll it a few times. We're going to add some more glue to keep it nice and secure. And secure the end with hot glue. Not hard. Then we're going to take our third one, which is a 1.5 inches wide. Add enough glue at the bottom to make one rotation around, or more. Go to where the last one ended and overlap. Roll it towards you. I'm trying to keep that bottom edge line. Secure it with hot glue. Now you can start to see the color variation that we're adding. Yeah, I do have a glass mat. The problem is, I did do a tutorial a long time ago on it. The glare for the tutorials from the glass. I haven't worked on that mat, but I do have a piece. Oh, she's so beautiful. And then our last one, which is our 1-inch high center, add enough glue to make one rotation around. I wanted it darker in the center, and then as we make our way down. She's so pretty. I love this kind of center. So play around with it, have some fun. All right, starting with our largest petals. We have 2 of them. This is Flower Camp 2024 Center 3. We're going to take a piece of 18 gauge floral stem wire because these are super duper skinny. You can either roll them at once or stack them and roll them together. It doesn't matter. You're just going to pinch around the 18 gauge floral stem wire. So these are 4.5 inches wide. So just pinch around. These are going around our center, so they're super duper skinny. Hi Nathan, welcome in. Bally, I got the glass mat. It was literally from a store that was closing, and they were selling their displays. And it, I think it was part of a glass shelf they had. I haven't used it in years. You could probably get acrylic. I'm pinching around with the 18 gauge floral stem wire. Thanks so much for joining. Happy Friday! This is our mashup flower. We're using templates from 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. Ooh, you can hear my Dutchy accent come out. When I say certain words, I can hear it. Pinch around the wire. It's a Pennsylvania Dutch accent that comes out. Especially when I say 222. Like 222 is our highway around here. So when I say Flower Camp 2022, you definitely hear it. All right, our next one is Flower Camp 2025 Template 10 Center 2. And this is 4.5 inches wide. Now we're going to take our Julie dowel rod. It's the one that's not color coded. It comes in the 12-inch and the 6-inch dowel rod pack. And we're going to place it down, and we're going to again pinch around to give them some curl. We want these pretty well curled for our center petals. So what is everybody using the glass mats for? More for the inking? and mixing with water the Alright, so now we're going to Flower Camp 2025, Petal 3. We have 2 of them at 4.5 inches wide. And now we're going to switch to our blue 3/16, our coastal blue. I'm going to stack both of them because they're exactly the same size. Pinch it up with your thumb and roll it between your fingers. Okay? Pinch it up and roll. Pinch up and roll. So we want these super duper curled because these are our centers. And we're just making our way backwards. This is Flower Camp 2025 Template 10, Petal 1. It's 4.25 inches. So now they're getting smaller. We're starting large and working smaller. We're going to take our olive green 1/4 inch dowel rod, place it down the middle of the petal, pinch it up with your thumb, let go, and roll it between your fingers. It's a lot of waiting for them to dry, unless you have, I think the heating tool that dries it fast. I think that's why I like oxide. It's pretty easy, it's fast. All right, this is Flower Camp 2022, template number 1. We made watermelon flowers with this one. There's only one petal design, and this one is 4 inches wide. You just need one. We're using the olive green 1/4 inch. Pinch it up with your thumb and roll. So thank you all for joining. Happy Friday, day 6 of Flower Camp. We have a midday session as the heat is starting to really be a scorcher today. So we want to get you back to your cabins in the AC, or if you want to go in the pool or the lake, just be careful. Bigfoot's out there. Flower Camp 2023, Template 5. This is Petal 3. You just need one at 3.75. We're still going to use our olive green. Place it down in the middle of the petal, pinch it up, and roll. So you can see all my petals, even though I mixed them together, they all have more of a scalloped edge and mostly 5 petal, except for our last 2, which are Flower Camp 2024 Template 7. You can see I accidentally put purple there, so we're going to flip that over. There's 2 of these at 3.5. We're still going to use the olive green 1/4 inch. Place it down the middle of the petal, pinch it up, and roll. I know, Rhonda says we can't believe we're at day 6. I know. Hi, Maria. Hola. Nathan says I use my glass mat for card making and other stuff when I'm gluing, hot glue, inking, watercolor, paste, heat embossing, and cutting stuff. They're really, really nice, and I used it when making small flowers. They're easy to clean. They have really large ones. It's okay if you're working and watching. I appreciate it. We won't tell anybody. And then for our sepal, we're going to Flower Camp 2022, Template 3's sepal. You need one at 3.25 inches and one at 3. We're going to bring back our copy paper, and we're going to add some ink, just a little bit. This is where I'm going to use the forest moss. I need to turn the AC up again. Whew, it's getting hot. I think it's from talking. Sorry, you needed a drink. I'm just brushing on some forest moss. Well, I'm excited to see this flower come together. We're going to flip it over and do exactly the same thing. We don't tell what happens at flower camp to anybody outside of camp. Right, friends? It stays here in the camp chat. Again, it's camp rule 47. I feel like now we need a list of rules. I didn't know we had 47 rules here at flower camp. That's a little aggressive, isn't it? I've probably broken every single one. How about you? Flip it over, add your forest moss. Oh my gosh. All right, let's roll our petals. For the larger sepal at 3.25, we're going to take the 1/8 inch, which is our purple dowel rod. Place it down the middle of the petal, pinch it up, and roll. Hi, friends. Happy Friday. Woohoo. How is it July 25th, 2025? Guess we should have been doing a Christmas flower. I'm going to switch to the Julie dowel rod. It's anything skinnier than 1/8 inch. Place it down the middle of the petal, pinch it up, and roll. I know. 47 rules. Who knew that? If you read the one caption, rule number 47 is what happens at flower camp stays in our group chat, aka Facebook. That's right, Bally reminded us after 30 days they are forgotten. Except for when I upload them to YouTube. Then it's out for everybody. Now we're going to add a little bit of brown. If you have walnut stain or ground espresso, perfectly fine. They're super duper close. I switch back and forth. We're just going to highlight that rolled shape. You can ink them before you roll around all the edges. I'm doing the quick way. So you can see it does highlight the shape. Well, we know, Nathan, you've probably broken every rule along with me and Tina. Florist Explorers, he probably wrote them so we would break them. You know, since he's the camp director, though I'm the founder. Maybe Bigfoot wrote the rules one day and he just threw them on my desk. We don't know. But be careful when you're out there with that Bigfoot. He's been super busy and we have caught him on camera doing some crazy stuff, haven't we? I love that he just popped in for a photo with me. He took a swim in the staff pool. He's got a great smile, doesn't he? And I'm just brushing on some seedless preserves. A little bit of purple. It's my favorite one to go with my leaves. It, especially if you make paper succulents. That's when I discovered the combo. All right, I think we're ready to assemble our gorgeous girl. Let's bring in our flower. I think I forgot to tell you. No, I did say the flower shaping mat. Get distracted by Bigfoot. We rolled our center. Now we're going to start with our two largest Flower Camp 2024 Template 7 Center 3. And then Flower Camp 2025 Template 10 Center 2. So we're just going to roll all these right where the petals meet the base. We're going to attach this, so you're just going to add glue in the center. And then you can go out each petal or maybe every other one. Gorilla Glue dries so fast, so you gotta work fast. We're gonna put it right in the middle. Right in the middle, Julie. And bend them around. Oh my God, I love Harry and Anderson. Such a good movie. Oh, I like the yellow already. Okay. So now we can go ahead, add some glue, and then you can just do a random line, a circular line, because we're going to add these in between the previous layer. Okay? And then just fold it down. Just watch the glue again. It's okay, it's on the bottom, you won't see it. That's right, Terry. I like your style. Rules are meant to be broken. And Christy. I knew I liked all of you campers. That's why you come to flower camp. Now for our template 10, center 2, we are going to add the glue in the center. The petals are rolled up. And again, you can add a little bit at the base of each petal. We're going to flip it over and add it right in the center as best you can, real quick. And fold it up and around. Ooh, yeah, I like the yellow with it. Ooh, yeah, much better. All right, now we're going to take our 2 Flower Camp 25 Template 10 Petal 3s at 4.5 inches. We're going to place them down on the mat. We're going to use our piercing scoring tool. This is a large one. It comes in a set of 2 from Dollar Tree. Poke your hole in the center. We're going to get our piece of 18 gauge floral stem wire. I did cut my larger piece in half. You can take your needle nose pliers and we're going to prepare the wire. Place it in between the needle nose pliers. Bend it around like a hook. Place it back in between the needle nose pliers, close the hook, straighten it out. Place it back in there and bend it 90 degrees like a corner. We're going to thread one end into our petal. On the underside of the wire loop, add some glue. We're going to pull it all the way through to catch. We're going to give it a moment, and once we know it's dry, we're going to add some glue on top here. And I'm just going to go, again, one little line out the sides. I'm going to place it right in the middle on the back. And press it down. Oh, the yellow is so pretty with the purple. Oh, I'm liking her so much better. All right, we're going to roll the petals where they meet the base to lift them up. Thread it onto your floral stem wire. On the underside, you're going to hold your glue gun and twirl. We're going to thread our petals in between the previous layers. So I put our petals, all right, let's do this again. Here was our previous layer. Each petal went in between. Ooh, she's like a sunshine, isn't she? Oh no, not the macaroni crafts, Nathan. No. Do you have any proof? I'm gonna have to check the cameras. Now we're going to Flower Camp 2025 Template 10, Petal 1 at 4 1/4. Again, you're going to pierce your hole right in the center. You can roll where the petals meet the base. Thread it onto your floral stem wire. We're going to add some glue, so hold your glue gun and twirl. Thread the petals in between. So you can see, though I'm doing all these different templates, all of these have 5 petals, so it makes it super duper easy. Oh gosh, she's so pretty. Okay. Now we're at template 1, Flower Camp 2022, template 1. Petal at 4 inches wide. We're going to pierce our hole in the center. And now it's pretty flat here, so we're just going to thread it on. You don't have to roll the center as much, or not at all. Hold your glue gun and twirl. Thread the petals. Our petals are getting smaller. We can open them up a little. I'm just holding it so it doesn't move. Ooh, she's so pretty. All right, Flower Camp 2023, Template 5. You're gonna flip the petal over, pierce a hole in the center, and now we're gonna thread it onto our floral stem wire. You're gonna hold your glue gun and twirl. And we're going to thread it in between the previous layer's petals. So now these are rolled under when we're attaching it. Then we have 2 of Flower Camp 2024, Template 7. Flip them over so the petals are rolled under. Pierce a hole in the center. We're going to flip them over, oops. Roll right around where the petals meet the base. Now flip it back. Oops. With the petals rolled up, roll right around where the petals meet the base, and then flip it over because that's how we are attaching. Thread them so they're under. Hold your glue gun and twirl your stem. Now we're switching to 6 petals, so you can just choose where you want to go. I kind of went in between the petals, however you will see a gap, but we can fill that in with our next one. With our next layer. So hold your glue gun and twirl your floral stem. Okay. Place the petals in between the previous layer. Oh, she's so pretty in yellow. Now you definitely can add some purple in the center and blend out a little bit if you wanted to, but I like her just the way she is. So we're going to, with the petals rolled under, pierce your hole in each of the sepals. We're going to start with the largest. Thread it onto your floral stem. You can pull the petals down. And now we're going to try and stay as close to our floral stem wire and just add some glue around it. So you're still twirling. Thread your 3-inch one. You can pull the petals down. Now you can see my one cut didn't go well. I just left it as is because maybe Bigfoot was chewing on it. Add your glue right around the floral stem wire and place these petals in between. Ooh, she's pretty in yellow. Now we're going to tear off a piece of floral tape. Pull to activate the glue. I'm going to come down far because it's a little tight up there, so we're just going to attach it. Roll it a few times around, then I switch hands, and then you're going to twirl and pull at an angle. Now we can slide it up to the very top of our stem and continue to pull and twirl. Yeah, it does, Terry. It reminds me of a magnolia. Yeah, she's so pretty. But yeah, you can actually add some purple if you wanted to in the center. That would be super duper pretty. Lastly, I'm just going to add a little bit of brown to my stem. And then I will show you my sample flower, which I didn't like as much in the color that I use. I do like the yellow. I think definitely some purple from the center out would look pretty as well. I'm adding brown to my floral tape just to blend a little bit more with my stem, with my green paper. You can add some leaves like we did on day one. So let's move some stuff out of the way. I'm going to zoom out a little, so just hang on. Here she is in purple. This was too much purple for me. It needed more color variation. If you would have used the yellow center, for sure. But I love it in the yellow. So we can pull in our other flowers we've made, our mini flowers. And there you have a beautiful bouquet. So this was day one. This was Wednesday. And now Friday. I know, I love this type of flower with the big center. It reminds me of the King Proti. I think that's how you say it. But yeah, we can have some fun. We did a mashup with all flower camps and how you can have some fun. So, you know, whether you want to really ink it with the purple, maybe you just want to blend from the center out, completely up to you. It's, you know, have some fun, play around with your colors. I went outside of my comfort zone. And yellow was my first instinct, but then I switched it to purple, but I like the yellow better. But I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial for day 6 of flower camp. We are back tomorrow. Oh gosh, I don't remember what time. I'll post everything, the sizes, and Forever Petals by V is kicking off tomorrow, and then I'm following, and then we have a quick end of camp social already for day 7. I'm crying, not crying, friends. Yes, Pat, I agree. Yeah, yellow was perfect. But thank you so much, campers, for joining. Be careful out there. Watch the heat and beware of Bigfoot lurking around camp. And we hope you can join us tomorrow. And have a great rest of your day. Bye.